Welcome back. In the last two episodes, we have seen the creating identities through source onboarding and identity profile creation. What is identity profile, what it contains, and how we can manage the automatic provisioning there, right? What is cloud lifecycle state? And then we have seen target source onboardings as well. The connectors available in SailPoint, and then access from the target sources, entitlements, access profiles, roles, how you can request them using the request center, right? So now let's discuss about searching the data. We have bunch of data, right? After doing all these activities, so how can you search for the data? How can you create reports, right? Let's look into that. So once you log into SailPoint as an administrator, you see the search page here, right? Click on it. So if you relate this with SailPoint Identity IQ, remember we have intelligence, advanced analytics. This is same like that. Okay, you need to build the queries in SailPoint Identity IQ. It's user interface. You just select them there. You have advanced search as well, where you write the filters, correct? But here you don't have such kind of UI, user interface. Everything you need to build as a search query. Based on that, you see the results. For example, I would like to see the identities that are there in one of my identity profiles. So for that, I need to write a query. So once you start typing, it will give you the objects and the attributes in that object. Okay, so an identities object, you have identity profile name, right? From which identity profile the identity is created. So you can select that dot name. So identity profile dot name is success factors. So if you go back, click on identities, identity profiles. What are the identity profiles you have? Right, these are the identity profiles you have. So I have success factors. I want to see what are the identities that are created in success factors. So I have written this query. So these are the two users I have created using identity profile success factors. That's why these two identities are displayed. Okay, you would like to select some more columns. These are the default columns that are displayed. You would like to display some more columns, right? You can choose the columns. You have a lot of columns. Okay, whatever the attributes you have created in identity profile, all those columns are displayed here. Okay, so if you don't want some attributes, you can remove them. Tags has a different concept. We use them for searching purpose and other purpose is there, but nothing like functional or technical. It is just for some auditing or reporting purpose we use. Okay, if you don't want, you can unselect it. You want some other attribute, you can select them. Okay, it defines access count. You would like to download this data, you can click get report, generate report. If you click include access details report, it will include all the access accounts this user has. Okay, I would just like to show you what is search, what is what basis, not like going in detail. We will see that when we come to search concept in detail, then I can show you. Okay, once you click generate report, it will be generating. Take some time because it has to be downloaded from SailPoint cloud, right? The database is in SailPoint cloud, that's why, right? So it takes time, and then it is ready to download. Once you click download, it will be downloaded to your computer. Okay, so now if you don't want, you can close this. It's gone. Now you have this query, right? You don't want to type this again and again. You can save this search. Save search and give some name. So name will be identity profile shortcut IDP success factors SF. You would like to give some description, give it whatever you would like to get identities from success factor identity profile and click save. Okay, so now you see the star mark is added. So it's like you are bookmarking it. Okay, saved as IDPSF. Would like to see what are the search queries? Go here, saved search queries. It will show you whatever you have. This was old one and I created new one. Like that we save lot of search queries. It is for you guys. I mean, we have team of identity professionals, right? Our developers in our team. Everyone will be accessing and they will be working on their own. You cannot see their saved search queries. It is only meant for your session, right? So next, you can build queries like, for example, I would like to know users who are in particular department. So for that, you need to write attributes dot. It will display all the attributes you can get. Right, you have these attributes displayed. You can select any attribute. Okay, for example, manager. You would like to see users who are in particular manager. Any attribute you can select. Okay, so first name is like, for example, Krishna. See, my identity is displayed. You can build the queries for whatever you'd like to. If you ask me what is one of the difficult concepts in SailPoint, I would say search. Why? It's a lot of search queries, and it's completely not our intelligence here which is required. It's product knowledge. Okay, you have to learn that. And wildcard entries also there, like star. Since it's a JSON representation, so selecting particular properties from a JSON object, you need to know some knowledge about it. Okay, no need to go in detail now itself. We'll learn step by step, step by step. Okay, so like this, you can build any queries and you can save them here. Okay, let's say once you have saved the search query and you are getting the results right now, you can download that report. What if you would like to automate this? I mean, I don't want to come here and execute this query or select this query and search for it and download it. It's manual task, right, every day. So if you are going to do a task every day, it's not good to do manually. It should be automated, right? So for that, you go to saved search queries, right? You have the saved search query here. Here you can see two options, view or edit. That's, once you click view or edit, it will come here. You have another option here, subscriptions, view subscriptions. If you click here, since it doesn't have any, it will give you new subscription. Click new. So it will give you options. What is your time zone and everything you can select as per your requirements, as per your location or regional, okay, which region you are in. Then click next. Then you can schedule. You want to have daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, select times. Every day at 1 a.m. That's enough for me. One time, once a day. Or if you'd like to have once in the morning and once in the evening, or every 3 hours or every 6 hours, your wish. You can give the timings. Click next. You give this data, the name of the report and description. Right? These all options. You like to end the subscription. Let's say you need this as a report for next 1 month or 2 months. After that, it should stop. Pick identities to receive this subscription. Whoever you select, they will be the recipients. Click next, then it will be saved as a subscription. Okay, by default, I am the subscription because I haven't given anything. You can click send test as well. It will send the email. Okay, so this is how you can subscribe for the reports. Okay, next, there is an option here, general policy. Before that, let's see what are the icons here. So search now, saved search queries. If I go here and click IDPSF, if I see view subscriptions, one is already there. Would like to have one more based on your requirements? Sure, you can go for it. As per your requirements, go ahead and do it. Next, certification campaigns. Certification plays a very big role in any IAM product. Certification comes under GRC, compliance, right? So how do you make sure that your organization data is compliant? How do you make sure that every employee in my organization has right amount of access, nothing less, nothing more? That's what we need to take care of, right? In case if your IAM product doesn't have certifications, please dump it. No use. It's not recommended for modern world problems. I've read a quote, I loved it. To fight with modern world problems, you cannot use old products or old weapons. Something like that. You need modern tools to fight with modern world problems. Okay, so yeah, I know some products which doesn't have certification campaign. See, I'm not criticizing any product here. I'm telling like we should upgrade. We should fight right with the modern world problems. So we should have upgraded solutions as well. No one born with complete solutions. No one born with covering all solutions, right? But you know the issues, so you should be upgrading yourself, releasing the new features. All right, anyway, so you can create a new campaign here. If you have worked in SailPoint IdentityIQ, that's a very big certification I have ever seen in any IAM product. You don't expect that much here. Okay, looks like these are a bit more. See, I'm using my tenant, which is not meant for commercial usage or not meant for using it to any client, not like that. It is meant for practice trainings like that. So I might see some new features in advance. So the other features will be rolled out to the tenants, right, which the clients are using. It might take some time. That's why we call it as a beta version, right? General availability GA, it might take some time. Anyway, these are the certification campaigns you can work on, right? It's very simple option. We will discuss that in detail. Next, what next is policies. You can create a new policy. So what is a policy violation is, this also comes under compliance. Okay, when a user has access, after some time like 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, you will go for reviewing their access. In SailPoint IdentityIQ, we call it as certifications. In SailPoint IdentityNow, we call it as access reviews. Even in IdentityIQ, we used to call certification is nothing but collection of access reviews. Okay, so yeah, access reviews is a fancy word, I would say, compared to certification. So yeah, you can use whichever you would like to. Okay, so now policies. What policies meant for? Two things. You know, when will you launch the certification? After a month, after 6 months, after 1 year? Till the time user has the access, right? There are chances that user might breach the data. If you give an access to a user who shouldn't have had, there are chances that that user might misuse it. Who knows? Even if users should have had that access, still they will misuse. That's a different story. That's user mistake. If as an administrator, if you give a access which user shouldn't have had, you are also in trouble, right? We should always make sure that right access is given to right users. And we cannot wait till certification, right? See, we cannot, yeah, let me take a step back here. The main problem I used to hear, right? Um, every application team expects identity and access management to be 100% perfect, which is not possible. We are dealing with thousands of users. Every day, lot of users' data will be changed. Lot of activity will be there. Lot of applications we are dealing with. If you take 10,000 users, we might have hundreds of applications in our organization, and on average, a user might have 10 access, at least 10 accounts. I mean, access in every application. So 10 at least. So 10,000 into 10, 1 lakh, right? Or 100K. It's a lot. Can you remember everything? No, it's impossible. Yeah, they will be pointing fingers at us. We have to bear. This is what I say. Come on, we are not aliens. We didn't come from another planet. This much data we are managing, this much complex scenarios we need to work on. We don't know what will happen or what is going to happen. I mean, 100%. Someone will say, hey, this user doesn't have access. What has happened? Hey, how can I say that? You want me to remember every user access, what access they have, what access they shouldn't have had? We cannot. We need to analyze the data. We need to troubleshoot. Some mistakes might happen, right? So in case if user got an access by mistake, it can be a human mistake. It can be a configuration mistake. It can be anything. So immediately alert should be there. This user shouldn't have had this access, but somehow this user got this access. That's policy violations. Create new policies. You see separation of duties policy, SOD. In SailPoint IdentityNow, it's very good. It's very big. There is a product called SAP GRC where it has thousands of built-in policies. You can purchase the license and you can use that. Whereas in SailPoint IdentityIQ, we have the framework to develop our own policies. And when you request for a user, right, just like how I have shown request center in last episode, when you request for access, the policy violations will be executed. There it will evaluate whether this user should have access or not. In case if it is violating, it will not let you submit the request. It will stop. It will block you. That's called preventive policy violation. When a user has the access already and then you are finding that some user is violating, let's say user is having access both requester and approver as well. What is the point of requesting that? You only request for yourself, you only approve for yourself. That doesn't make sense, right? So a user should not have access to both of them. So one example, right? Then it will throw a violation that is called detective, because user has the access already, right? Then we are detecting it. So preventive and detective. Whereas in identity now, we don't have preventive. At the moment, no, we don't have. In future, maybe with different options, in a different way, we might able to do that. But at the moment, no. So we have detective policy violations. You can configure separation of duty policies. You can add the list of access in first list and second list. Save. That's it. Okay. Next is general policy, right? This general policy is like, let's say, if you read this, right, you will create a search query that return results that is considered as policy violations. For example, employees without a department or entitlements. Let's say user doesn't have a manager. We will write a query as attributes.manager equal to null or empty, something like that. All those users are in violation. Why? When this user make a request, should have manager, right, for approvals, for example. So that's policy violations. Next, last, reports. These are some built-in reports. I mean, out of the box reports. You can use them and you can download them. Okay. So this is how you use the search in SailPoint Identity Now. Every day we use this. What is happening in SailPoint Identity Now? We use this to know. Because if you take Identity IQ, in intelligence, advanced analytics, we have audit activities, right? We can see what are the requests submitted, failures, or whether an email is sent or not, right? So that's what you can search here with the queries. So you need to learn the queries. Okay, you see certification option here. It's not an admin page, right? This certification is like if you are an approver or something, it's for end user purpose, either a manager or someone. Okay, active, completed, everything. Whereas how you can create certifications or launch certification from the search page. Okay, since whenever you write a query. For that results, you can create a policy violation. That's why general policy violation is displayed here. Okay, this is what I can say about search. What you need to know here, search queries. You need to learn search queries. There is a very big documentation about search queries. It's not that easy. You need to practice a lot. Then only you get to understand some. Some are easy, some you can understand, not a big deal. But I'll try to give you most of the examples, how you can construct a query, how you can use it and what purpose, so that you can repeat the same thing when you are into SailPoint IdentityNow project. One thing I would say is, here what I'm trying to do is give you some expertise, not complete expertise. It's not possible, right, for me to give you complete expertise so that you can do anything. No, I'm giving you capability to do anything. You have basics, you have very good foundation. If you don't know something, you have the capability to learn that and understand that on your own, and you can do this work.